All right, Miss Lexus, this is the reading you've been waiting for. I'm happy to answer these questions. And actually, before I even get started, I want to say that everything is a lot better than I've seen in some other readings here. It's not that anything was terrible, but I just want you to know this was a really happy, pleasant reading for me to go over for you. So, currently, you have gone through a lot of change. Even when, things seem a little bit difficult still at times, I really want you to know, like, things are going to continue to get better. So, I just want you to have some faith in that. Stop second guessing everything so much. As far as the challenges that you have, I feel like you still have this kind of little bit of hurt and some disappointment about some things that have happened. It's okay to release those things. And if you need to cry, go ahead and cry. Don't get stuck in it. Just kind of feel it, go through the emotions and let it go. Expressing that sadness and those kind of feelings, it's not always a bad thing. It could be a big part of the healing process for you. So I want you to know it's kind of essential that you continue to let it out, let it go, let it heal, and stay focused on your path ahead, because I feel like really better things are coming for you. Excuse my nail polish. Really need to do my nails. I think you are aware that a lot of the struggles that you were having and that you had are moving behind you at this point. You have some kind of wiggle room and some space to move forward with some plans that you've had. And you are moving ahead, and you're doing that by not resisting and just kind of going with the flow and the way that things are coming to you. Unconsciously, I feel like, right now is a time where you're learning a lot about yourself, and especially about self-love. You're kind of used to holding yourself back, and that's partly because, you're just scared of fully being yourself and the embarrassment that might bring. God forbid. No, I think you're wonderful. So it really, you don't have to be that way, because people are going to appreciate who you are, first of all, and second of all, if they don't, they suck. So you don't need them in your life anyway. You're also you're scared that your emotions are going to bubble out too much, but I feel like you are definitely going to learn to love and appreciate those things as time goes on. Those quirky things that make you you and make you unique. You're going to realize just how special those things are. So, don't let your emotions hold you back. Don't let fear hold you back, and stop being scared of getting hurt, because I feel like you really need to know that you have to have some trust. You have to have trust in order to have a healthy relationship and for that relationship to grow. As far as your recent past, it does, again, seem like some things that you wanted to accomplish and have happen finally happened. You haven't reached completion, not by far, but you've had some of those things happen. I need to get a drink. It does look like, if you took some time to reflect on how far you came, you would have a lot of pride with that. And it does feel like you had some travel. There was some travel in there. And during that time, this card represents travel. You found appreciation and the new things that you saw and experienced around you. As far as heading into the near future, I feel like there's going to be some slide back. And this will be like within these next 3 months. You're going to feel yourself slide back a little. And I want you to know that just because I want you to really focus on self-care is a priority when that starts to happen. I tuned into spirit and I said, what's the cause of this? Is this a depression thing she needs to be medicated for? Is this and that? What's going on exactly that keeps having her have these bouts of depression? And mostly what I'm hearing from spirit as far as this period of time coming in is that you're probably going to have a little seasonal depression. That's going to be the root of this. So once that starts and you're able to identify it, I want you to make it kind of a priority to get some natural sunlight, to get outside, even if it's cold, bundle up and get your face in the sun rays a little bit. Keep your house well lit, open your curtains whenever you can. That fresh air, crack a window and eat some fresh produce, basically, anything that's going to kind of trigger those summertime vibes and help lift some of that for you. And stop being so critical of yourself. It's okay to have bad days. It is okay to have bad days. Just don't stay stuck in them. And don't be hard on yourself when you do. As far as advice, it goes back to your fears. And your fears are stemming from your past. So I want you to work on releasing these. A simple way to do that would just be to kind of breathe in white light and breathe out negativity and release it back into the universe. It's a really simple technique, very effective. Release any energies that are no longer serving you, any old attachments, a lot of breath work I think you'll find really soothing. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about breath work. And I really do feel like that would be something that would benefit you. Now to the moment you've been waiting for, talking about relationship. I do feel like this is a good match for you. I'm not seeing any red flags at this point. Things change, people have free will, that type of stuff. No psychic is 100% accurate, but I'm not seeing anything that's really standing out as an issue with this. I feel more like you guys are a good match. I feel like, the only advice with this would be like the more effort you put in to maintain healthiness in the relationship and recognize arguments don't have to happen, disagreements don't have to happen, working harder to find a common ground, being consciously aware of that, learning to trust more, which I know is a big one, and letting go of some of your anxieties. That's going to give it some room to grow and blossom for you too. I want you to spend some time trying to imagine like a positive outcome and good things that could come of this instead of kind of worrying about the bad things that could possibly happen or could possibly be going on. He has mellow energy. So I feel like overall, this is going to be somebody that you'll really feel safe and stable with. You might have to be a little bit more of a leader than you're used to in other relationships. This, goes back to the fact that he has this passive laid back energy about him. It might be a little bit boring at times because there's none of that high chaos drama that's really going on, and you might not be used to that dynamic. So I want you to kind of ride it out when that boredom happens, because I do feel like it's going to be worth it. You're going to find loyalty and you're going to find stability with this person. So I feel like it's a positive, it's a good match, it's an okay outcome. So, it does seem like you're worrying about money a little bit. You have some fear around money and you're kind of hoping for more money to come in to give you a little more financial stability. So that would be, talked about this in your hopes and fears card. But as far as looking out into the far future within this next year, I mean, I see you just continuing to reach whatever goals that you set for yourself. It might not be in major ways. They might be small ones, but I see you, being able to, get to where you want to be a little bit at a time, baby step after baby step. And that really is, it's going to bring stability. It's going to bring balance into your life. So yeah, I guess the overall thing that I really want to do is answer your question as far as you being on the right path. And this card shows possible, probable outcome if you continue on the path you're on, is that yes, you are on the right path and you're doing a good job. And I want you to know how proud I am of you. I'll talk to you soon. I love you lots. Bye-bye.